Hi guys, and welcome back to my new series where I'm looking to help you understand what it takes to become a bikini competitor. Today I'm going to share with you the 5 initial stages that I would recommend you take when looking to start your journey as a bikini competitor. I'll be giving you an overview into the 5 initial stages, and then over the next 5 weeks we're going to break each of those stages down into individual videos so you can understand a little bit more. By the end of this video, you will have a base knowledge into what I personally believe are the true fundamentals to becoming a competitor. This series is going to be dedicated to helping you make an educated decision as to whether competing is the right thing for you. Once we've covered all of the 5 recommended stages, I'm going to give you an update into how my own prep is going as I get ready for my next bodybuilding show, which I'm currently 6 weeks out from. So not long to go. It'd be really nice to give you a bit of an update as to how that's all going. If you do enjoy this video, remember to like, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to alert you every time I post a new video every Monday. Okay, so let's get started. Now, just so you're happy with who I am and a little bit about me, I've been competing now for coming up 7 years. And I started as an amateur competitor and I now compete as a WABA Pro bikini competitor. And the show that I just mentioned that I'm 6 weeks out from is my pro debut with WABA, and that's in Portugal. I won't say it's been an easy journey. I started with minimal knowledge about the sport of bodybuilding, and that's something I spoke about last week in the first video of this series where I gave you my story. And over the years I've been able to learn from tuition from my coach Stephen. I've learnt the ropes from competing myself. I've got a posing coach. I've got various different professionals around me and other athletes that I've been able to learn from. Today's video, I've sculpted 5 of my recommended stages to what I think you should consider before you even look to pick a date and compete. And please do bear in mind that this is all through my own personal experience and what I believe helps you become a successful bikini competitor. So it's my opinion through what I've done. I'm hoping that it helps. And if anyone wants to reach out, you can find me on Instagram or you can comment below and I will get back to you. It'd be really awesome to get to know some bikini athletes out there. Anyone looking to compete, maybe you've competed before and you need a new direction, you need to understand a little bit more. I'm here to help. Let's get started with stage number 1. I really do believe that this is the most important part to anyone's journey as a bodybuilder. You need to understand why it is that you want to compete. Like with anything in life, if you're going to get good at something, understanding what drives you to excel, put effort in, is going to fuel that passion to learn more and keep pushing yourself. If you're looking to compete because, the industry's exploded and it looks quite cool, you've heard someone else that does it, it's something that you want to get your teeth into but you don't really know anything about it, you could potentially be setting yourself up for a big shock. In last week's video, I mentioned about when I first went to a bodybuilding show and I saw all the athletes on the stage and I thought, this is unreal. I saw their physiques, and for me, not knowing pretty much anything about bodybuilding, my initial thoughts were they must train, eat right, and then feel confident in a bikini, and that would potentially be all you'd need to do. I soon found that there is a hell of a lot more to competing than you might currently believe. And to be honest, I'm already looking forward to next week's video where I'm going to break down stage number 1 and talk about understanding why it is you want to compete. The success rate is going to be much higher if you go into this making an informed decision. If you do this ad hoc, you put, a bit of effort in, but you're not fully immersed. Unfortunately, with something like bodybuilding, this could leave you feeling very deflated. you could end up in different territories with the food, with the training that you don't want to get into. Overtraining, undereating, various different things that tie into being a aesthetic competitor. It's going to be really good to help you get to grips with why understanding why you're doing it is going to be the start point for your journey. Stage number 2 is getting a coach. Now, like I said, this is based on my own experience and what I believe is going to help you become a successful competitor. I know people that do it on their own and they may be successful, but I find that if you want to get into something and be good at it, why would you not enlist the help of a professional in that field? If your pipes burst, would you get a plumber or would you do it yourself? If something happened in your garden, would you get a gardener? Would you attempt it yourself? Or maybe you'd attempt it yourself and then get a gardener anyway. There's a lot of different ways to look at this. And I understand that there are complexities to getting a coach, like cost. But I truly do believe that this is a sport that can lead you into so many different realms. And by having a professional at the forefront of that to guide you, it's going to help you in no end of different ways. I myself can speak from experience working with Stephen, my coach, pretty much for the whole of my bodybuilding journey. It's been phenomenal. And we've been through the journey together. Now, naturally, getting a coach isn't just as simple as that. It's not that you would type in Google bodybuilding coach, someone would come up and then you'd sign up and it's a done deal. So we will look into this a little bit more in a future episode where we break it down. What I would recommend is that you start to look with an educated head. You're going to need to look for someone that you trust, that inspires you, and someone that knows their shit. You need to be looked after in a sport that requires a lot from you, from your body and your mind. Getting a coach that you can look at their credentials, you can maybe speak to clients they've worked with before or they currently work with, and then you can make the best decision to suit you. Stage number 3 is to think about your nutrition and your training. Most coaches that you work with in the sport of bodybuilding will be able to help structure your nutrition and your training towards your goals. But you need to consider what is going to need to go into that and the effort that you're going to need to put in to facilitate your nutrition and your training changing in order to become a competitor. In my previous series, Eat Smart, we went into all the different macronutrients. We explored flexible dieting and using an app like MyFitnessPal to record your nutrition. There's also the option of things like meal plans, and there's various other ways you can look to structure your nutrition. In regards to training, depending on your training background, a coach can obviously help formulate a plan for you. But there's more than likely going to need to be changes to what you need to put into your training to facilitate the aesthetic look that you're going to need to bring to the stage. When we're talking about bikini competitors in particular, a lot of us starting out with not much background into weight training. It might be that you've done a lot of cardio. A big part of becoming a competitor is being able to gain some muscle mass so that when you diet down, you achieve the body composition that the judges are looking for. I've met tons and tons of girls that, been there myself, you think that you just need to get lean. Now, a lot of people can get lean, but when you get there, especially the first time, I had literally no muscle mass, but I was peeled. I was so low on body fat. It was unbelievable. And for me, that was really cool because I wanted to know if I could even get lean and if I'd ever be able to get a six pack. And I now know that I can. But over my time as a competitor, the focus has been to continue building up my muscle mass. And this can be quite a scary place. With training, coming away from lots of cardio, feeling the need to sweat loads and clock up the calories I'm burning, to change my mindset into focusing on the weight training and gaining lean muscle was quite a mind warp. And certainly having Stephen on board has helped that. Also, now when I look at my photos, my progress photos, my stage photos, I'm really, really proud of what the elements of weight training have brought to my physique. And also, it's opened my mind to a different way to approach training and the gym. When we talk about training and nutrition, it's really important to start considering how that's going to fit into your lifestyle. If you're looking to compete, you're going to need to put time aside to be able to train regularly. Things like food prep, even food shopping. Depending on where you're currently at, you need to look at facilitating the nutrition and the training aspect of becoming a bodybuilder. So I look forward to when we delve into that a little bit more. Once you've got the first 3 stages under wraps, we can start to look at choosing a show. Now, this in itself is a can of worms. You've got a lot of different federations, different locations. What you're looking to achieve when becoming a competitor is going to play a big part in this. It's not something I'd say, just randomly look on Instagram, find a federation, choose that show. Ideally, you want to start to build a connection with the federation. You want to see that they suit you as an athlete. And that's something I've learned over my time competing. And last year in particular, I was able to find the different federations that I wanted to pursue. One of those was UKUP, and I'm now a pro with those guys. And I also went on to qualify for WABA International Miss Universe last year. And I'm now a pro with WABA, and I'm looking to pursue that as my main focus now. And I'm really, really happy with the federation that I've picked. So when you start to look at choosing a show, first of all, we're looking at choosing a date. So you need to pick a date that's going to work with your potential prep, around your lifestyle, any commitments you've got. You need to look at locations, cost, and everything that goes into choosing the right show for you. And when we do look at choosing a show, we're going to talk a bit about what other things you need to consider, like your bikini, your hair, your makeup, all the different things that go into competing and into show day. And in future episodes, I'll be dedicating some time to show day and talking you through that. Really looking forward to being able to share my experiences with you guys to help this be as seamless as possible. Step number 5 is an important one. You need to consider the cost of competing. There's lots of different things, like I've said, that you need to consider, and a lot of them have an implication of cost. Now, like I said earlier about getting a coach, if you're looking to pursue this as a long-term goal, a long-term commitment, then monies are going to need to go into it, and it depends on what level you want to get to. Now, I personally find things like having a coach, that monthly fee that I pay Stephen is like a utility bill for me now. I can't see a future where that doesn't come out as a direct debit from my bank account, because it's extremely important to me to have Stephen's knowledge and guidance on my journey as a bodybuilder. So, initially when you look at getting a coach, bikini, various different things, it's like, shit, this is going to cost. But it all depends. If this is going to become a massive thing for you, if this is going to become a lifestyle, then, for me, every penny is worth it. So I really want you to start thinking about where you're currently at financially, and if this is something you can commit to. Even things like buying more food, different foods, it all costs. It's something to start thinking about and get on your radar. So let's recap. Stage number 1 is to understand why you want to compete. Number 2 is getting a coach. Number 3 is considering your nutrition and your training. Number 4 is to choose a show, so picking a date. Number 5, we're looking at cost. Over the next 5 weeks, we're going to break each one of those down, and we're going to delve into them a little bit more, which is going to be awesome because there's so much to cover. And after these 5 episodes, I've still got so much more I want to share. So I'm already looking forward to the coming weeks. weeks. I'm going to give you a little update into how my own prep's going now, so stay tuned if you'd like to hear a little bit more. Okay, so an update from me. Now, like I said at the start of the video, I'm currently 6 weeks out from my pro debut. And time is flying by. I've been on a 21-week prep, and I can't believe that I've already completed so much. You know, it's pretty phenomenal when I think about it. We've had lockdown and various other pressures going on, and I think that focus of having the show but still so much else going on, because I've prepped quite a few times now, I've been able to just get stuck in and streamline my energies into what I need to do to get stage lean, but also having other things going on that, you know, maybe have helped it not feel so daunting, not feel so pressurized, because my energies are split amongst lots of different things. Naturally, prep is my ultimate focus. Every single day, I'm thinking about how I can improve, what I can do better, how I can tick the boxes as efficiently as possible. And that's something that I've learned to be able to do. It's not necessarily about quantity all the time, it's about the quality of your training, your nutrition, and your life. What we need to bear in mind is a lot of us have got other things that we do around the sport of bodybuilding. So it's about trying to distribute the energies and make this a lifestyle. So a couple of weeks ago, my macros dropped, and it was quite a big drop. My cardio went up a fair amount as well. The tail end of the week before last, it hit me pretty hard. It was a tricky few days. I sort of forgot what it felt like to be depleted. Even when a few weeks ago I had a deload because my body was really, really fatigued, it was different this time. And it happens as you get close to a show. Your body's hungry. And when I first started prepping and I did my first few preps, I became obsessed with being hungry, how I could deal with that, what foods I could put in to add volume, what foods had less calories, and it became a really tricky time for me. Now I see food as more a facilitator for what I want to achieve. I've got things to do in between eating and I'm enjoying that. I don't want my life to be governed by my next meal. I'm just not prepared to do that to myself anymore. By working on different tactics to keep busy, focus on other things, I'm able to prep in a much more efficient way. But this feeling that hit me was real tough. So what I needed to do is just zone it back a little bit, pace myself, and trust me, I had to pace myself because the feelings of nausea, suppressed appetite, not sleeping, you need to do something about it. Otherwise you're going to crash and burn. And I've been there. I was able to notice it early on and really, really slow myself down, still train, but know that a couple of my sessions, I didn't quite get the lifts that I was getting the week before. But now that's started to return and I'm riding out the deficit. So things are going well. My body comp is reacting, which is the biggest part. I'm dropping weight still and everything is on course for my show. That ultimately gives me the motivation I need to just push through and dig deep. Something amazing also happened. I received my WABA Pro card and my certificate of becoming a pro athlete. It was awesome and it was the pick-me-up I needed, to be honest. Here is my pro athlete card. And then I've got my certificate as well. So really, really awesome pick me up there. And I'm so, so proud to represent Team GB with 6 weeks to go. Things are getting real, but I'm pumped for it and I cannot wait. Thank you as always for everyone's support. If you did like this video, please, please, please hit the like button and let me know. Any comments would be awesome. Subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to alert you every time I post a new video. But for now, peace out.